This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stockbox interview. Joining us on Stockbox today is Malcolm Palais, the co-founder and executive chairman of Coinsilium. Hi, Malcolm. How are you?
Morning, Mark. I'm fine. How are you doing?
Very good. Thank you, Malcolm. Thank you very much for joining us here on Stockbox today. So you released an update today on your partnership with Nifty Labs, that's your subsidiary, and Endorse. And just for context, this partnership was to create an NFT studio for working on NFT projects. And the news today stating that you're still working on formalising that agreement, but you've agreed a revenue share on projects for the short term. Is that because there's a lot of interest in NFT opportunities and you don't want to delay the process or miss out on them?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's really, I think, something we thought we'd probably best to clarify to the market, because usually when you sign MOUs, they're done with invariably parties that you're not always familiar with, and there's a learning process and a getting to know you process, and also exploration of what the company is and what you're going to do. But of course, we incubated and helped found Endorse. We've known them for 4 or 5 years. I'm a director of Endorse, and we also own Coinsilium owns 10% of the company. And we have Eddie's an advisor to the company. We have an ongoing relationship with them. We're helping them with their with their token model for the Endorse token. So we know the company inside out. The issue about the actual kind of the progress from the MOU stage was more about what the partnership agreement would look like and how that would actually end up. Because, there are lots of ways of doing this. Clearly, both Endorse and Coinsilium want to make Nifty Labs a success. And we both want to have our own interests represented within the scope of Nifty Labs. At the moment, Coinsilium owns it 100%. The Endorse team give Nifty a tremendous technical capability. So we are, in effect, under that umbrella, a full service company. We can develop projects, we can build marketplaces, we can, as we've stated in the context of what the brief for Nifty Labs is going to be, we're looking to enable smart contract capability and NFTs on Bitcoin through RSK technology. So we've got everything in the mix to actually make it work. What sort of sometimes holds companies back is when they allow the process of the agreements to actually stand in the way of them doing business. And whilst the partnership agreement will take a little while to work through, and one of the interesting factors which is sort of holding it back is the scale of the opportunity, because we want to ensure that we've got as much in the terms of resources to actually take advantage of the opportunity. So fortunately, we're very lucky that Endorse, we know each other very well. We work very well together, and we're all kind of not being distracted by the legal side and just getting on with the business. So we've got so much in terms of inquiries coming to us, because we're pretty much a one-stop shop for whatever people need, whether it be for sort of creating a smart contract around an NFT, to even the potential of actually developing the marketplace, in the ways that we actually know how to do with our capability. So that's really the basis of we're just not letting the process get in the way of us doing business. And of course, you have to have a basis for a relationship. So no one's going to work for nothing. No one's going to work on hope and trust. But we've got that level of experience with each other, so we know how we're going to work together. And of course, we're better as a team than we are individually, because we've got skills that Endorse don't have, and they've got skills that Coinsilium doesn't have. But the key to it, as I said, is that once you've got an established way of actually ensuring that everyone's comfortable, and the interim, if you like, stopgap is the revenue share. So if we get an agreement, a contract, we're both working on it. We're both excited that we actually have got the chance to actually sign on the dotted line. Endorse know where they stand from day one. We know where we stand from day one. And then we can get on with it. And everything we're doing in the background to bring these two parties together in a formalized way can happen without us actually being pressured to take our eye off the ball. So, that's really the background to it. Of course, don't underestimate what's going on in the NFT space. I think people are looking at the, art, they're looking at specific projects, they're looking at big articles that come up. This is the .com boom all over again, but the right side of it, if you like, because we're at the stage where people don't understand really what it is that goes into it. I mean, if I was to say to you or ask you if you had a piece of artwork you wanted to put into an NFT, do you know how to do it?
No.
Right. Well, I mean, as it happens, there are some very simple sort of sites where you can go and sort of create it. But of course, if you're an enterprise client, if you're a record label, if you're an artist that is actually relying on putting their music onto an NFT, and then you're going to want to get a revenue stream whenever that asset is traded, you need a smart contract built behind it. And that smart contract is a feat of engineering that needs to be actually undertaken by people who know what they're doing. And there ain't too many of those people out there. Mm-hmm. Likewise, if you look at the marketplaces that are trading NFTs at the moment, they're sprawling, sort of open, decentralized, rather chaotic, forums where anyone can upload stuff, and the moderators are looking around to sort of police what's going on. Of course, for large companies, if they actually want to get involved in this opportunity, they need some structure. And so we understand what needs to be done. We know what needs to be done, and we're also extremely excited about the opportunities. And yes, we are being approached by a lot of very, very interesting projects. But we don't want to get excited until we get them over. Well, we are excited. I can't, but we don't want to actually get ahead of ourselves. But on the same token, it is extremely kind of, I'm going to say extremely likely, depending on how long the partnership agreements takes to actually sort of finalize. If we get a project that wants to sort of sign on the dotted line this week or next week and get us engaged and working, and we're working towards that, we don't want to have to say, well, wait till we've finished our own internal housework, and then we'll come back and offer you a chance to do it. We want to be able to do it straight away. So that's really the key, to what's going on.
Okay. I think it's very interesting that you say we're at the right side of the .com boom. That's a very exciting statement to make. And although I don't know how to create an NFT, I hopefully will be the owner of some NFTs in the not too distant future, thanks to Coinsilium and the crypto stamp, which we'll just touch on a bit later on. But I think it's you're saying the right thing in terms of not letting the agreement get in the way of progress, because time and time again that we do see that in the markets where months go by without any kind of progress or any news because these things are being worked in. It's almost an excuse not to sort of do anything really. So, but clearly it's a good thing that both of you want to put this announcement out today about the revenue share agreement, because it means that you're both obviously very enthusiastic about not delaying any process and taking advantage of all the opportunities available to you.
Yeah, I mean, we want, I think, from Coinsilium's point of view, Endorse are comfortable. We can't speak too much for them on that basis, but the conversations we have, they're very comfortable. We're comfortable moving this forward, and we don't see the actual sort of agreement as a distraction. But I think that a lot of investors probably are used to a very standard way of these things sort of working, and I kind of felt it was important for us to actually just give a little bit more context and colour around the way we work. Because the difference, I think, I have to, I get approached by our brokers and shareholders. We get introduced to investors, and how we differentiate ourselves because there's lots of new companies coming into the market now. I think that the main difference is that we are actually kind of operational. We've got a tech capability, which is in the form of Endorse, which we really want to sort of ensure that we button down. And I think that if you look around to all the other propositions that are NFT or crypto asset based, you need to sort of look at the ones that are operational and the ones that have got the capability and have actually built stuff or have the capability to build stuff. And of course, we were the first blockchain-focused company to list on a stock exchange in 2015, and we've been sort of part of that journey. I think a lot of people have followed us at various stages, but it's quite sort of clear that the difference in our minds about where we sit and our relationship, our understanding of the space, and to varying degrees, how we've rode it, and we're in a pretty good position now. So while crypto treasury is doing really well, it takes some hits when the Bitcoin price moves, as it inevitably will. But if you believe that crypto is and Bitcoin in particular is a long-term strategic investment, then you should take comfort on the way we approach it and the way we actually look at sort of ensuring that we've got the reserves we need to sort of keep going, and we don't have to go to the market cap in hand. So it's very, very different when you're an operational company that actually lives and breathes the sector, and you give investors an opportunity. You give them a sort of bridge into that sector, rather than a company that's perhaps positioned itself because it's the right time and the right place in the market. So I think that's our credentials. Really, we're comfortable with, and we know everyone we need to know in the industry. So
okay, good.
It's all good, and operationally, it's looking very, very promising. I think this is the time where everything will pay off.
Okay, well, I hope so, and it's good to hear that there are lots of opportunities out there for you. And I mean, what sort of NFT projects do you hope to be working on, or are you sort of open to everything, really?
I think we want to sort of look at the more creative ways that these can be used. The expression in football: you don't play the ball where it is, you play the ball where it's going to be. And I think where the ball is right now is in art. And I think the ball is going to move into gaming, into music, and more so into music, and into a more commoditized sort of way of working. So rather than looking at sort of the big ticket, one-off kind of art sales, look at the kind of model we're creating with the crypto stamp, which is a sort of a low ticket but collectible, large volume market. And of course, the benefit of that is that as assets are traded between people, built into the smart contract is the capability of generating a revenue stream, which is excellent for music artists. And I keep referring to music because that's one of our sort of pet kind of projects. And hopefully we'll be able to sort of talk even more about that. But the bottom line is that this is puts the capability back into the control back into the hands of the content and the creators and the creatives, rather than the streaming companies. So that's one thing. So we're interested in that. We're interested in gaming. We're really interested in the idea of social media, but in a very specific way, which hopefully will become more apparent. But the other side of things is the marketplaces themselves. So this is probably it is very ambitious, but we've given more than hints about our capabilities there in our relationships, for instance, with RSK, and our intention to look at marketplaces on Bitcoin rather than Ethereum, where the gas fees are pretty high, and a lot of the large marketplaces rely on them are struggling. But again, as I said, like the dot-com boom, this is wide open for those who know what they're doing and know their way around, which is where the position we put ourselves in. But you wanted to ask me some questions on the crypto stamp, so please feel free to do so.
Yeah, let's just finish on the crypto stamp. So that went live for pre-orders on Monday. I got my pre-order in. I'm sure you got yours in as well, Malcolm. So yeah, what can you tell us anything else?
Yeah, I think the fact that the marketing hasn't really started because there's still a lot of aspects of it. But I think from what I understand, the pre-sale first day went very well, and Gibraltar Philatelic Bureau, all their wheels are turning now. They can start their internal marketing. I say internal within the scope of their networks as well. We will hopefully be releasing some samples of the actual NFT soon, which will give people a view on what the artwork looks like, which I think is the quite exciting part, because that's what gets the NFT community collectors more interested, is when they see the actual artwork that is going to be on the crypto stamp. Plus, we've got a few other initiatives. The actual sales start on the 17th of May, which is 5 days before Bitcoin Pizza Day. And we have got some initiatives around that to actually help promote it then. So, it's all exciting. It's all coming together. And of course, this is the first cake in our cake shop window that we actually can show. And you'd be surprised at the actual benefit you can glean from actually having a product that when people come to you and talk to you and ask you if you can do something, we can show them what we've done. It's more interesting for the customers, the clients, that they actually know we've got the capabilities, you see. That's key to it. And of course, on that side of things, we're also working very closely on this particular project with Red Fox, and we're getting to know each other much, much better because of this process. And they've got a great team there, really dedicated, hardworking, and very committed to actually making this project a success as well. So, it's all extremely exciting times. I think the stamp will be something that we'll look back on and sort of say that that's what helped launch us into this huge burgeoning market, which I don't think anyone has got any idea of how big this is going to be, and all the amazing things that can be done through this NFT technology.
Okay, well, it's exciting times at Coinsilium for sure, and let's see if either of us are lucky enough to get one of these mythic rare NFTs when they're released. We'll be very lucky, I think, to get one of them.
You will be. We'll be announcing the actual quantities, so you will be. But hopefully there'll be, the carrot that dangles in front of people to actually try to collect them. But we've got, other plans in the works for when this is done to spin off from that. So, it's all looking very, very exciting.
Okay, Malcolm Palley there, the co-founder and executive chairman of Coinsilium. Thank you very much, Malcolm.
Pleasure. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you for listening to this Stockbox interview. For more information, interviews and videos, visit our website at stockboxmedia.com or give us a follow on Twitter by searching @StockboxMedia.